Welcome to this tutorial on how to create an asynchronous narrated video screen recording. This training will detail the steps I took to create a video lesson on thesis development for my students in English 102. When I originally created my lesson, I identified a need, an abundance of incomplete or incoherent thesis statements, and addressed it by creating a presentation using 4 digital tools: PowerPoint to display my content, a word processor to write my script, Screencast-O-Matic to record my screen activity, and YouTube to upload my final product. After deciding on the topic I wanted to present, I created a PowerPoint highlighting key information. In addition to background information, if you're explaining a core concept like thesis construction, be sure to include examples. In fact, if we scroll through this presentation, you'll actually notice this excerpt is all the same example. However, each time I attempt to revise and improve the thesis. I like this cumulative approach because it reinforces our course's philosophy that writing is a process. If you've used Screencast before, you may have found that including working examples allows for a more engaging presentation pace and style. However, I won't get into the intricacies of PowerPoint right now because we still have several steps before arriving at our final product, a screen recording of a video lecture. Once you have a PowerPoint with concise text and engaging examples, it's time to write your narration. I highly recommend a script for several reasons. The most obvious being that it's unnatural to record a voiceover off the cuff. Even if you're accustomed to improvising, you'll definitely want some structure. The less obvious reason is that you'll need a transcript to create captions on your uploaded YouTube video, a process which I'll cover in detail toward the end of the presentation. Remember, when writing any kind of speech, report, or other content meant to be presented, be sure to be conversational. For these presentations especially, it's essential that you avoid any kind of educational jargon. Our students come from diverse backgrounds, and some may still be struggling with the complexities of the English language. Bottom line, as we all tell our students, know your audience. And Screencast-O-Matic is the perfect tool to engage that audience. Screencast is a free downloadable tool. The program allows you to capture your screen, webcam, or both. To begin a recording, simply hit record. If you have the free version, you will have up to 15 minutes per recording. When you're ready to record, center your screen so it fits within the frame and aligns with the cross. Before proceeding, I suggest taking a sample recording to see if any of your presentation is cut off or not in frame. When you're satisfied that your content is properly framed, begin your presentation, remembering to refer to your script. Note that if you mess up, Screencast will create a new file, not continue your existing recording. So, by no means does it have to be perfect. When everything is captured, you can export as different file types, including MP4 and QuickTime Video, or upload directly to YouTube. However, your work isn't quite finished. To ensure accessibility, you'll want to include some captions. Click on Subtitles/CC in the right-hand corner of your channel. If you need to access the screen again once your video is posted, you can always hit Edit Video. After hitting Subtitles, you'll be prompted with a default option, usually English. However, these subtitles are often incorrect since they're automatically generated. Instead, you'll want to create your own captions by selecting Add New Subtitles or CC. Select English as your language, and then select Transcribe. Now, you don't want to transcribe this whole video by hand, so that's when our script comes back into play. Once you're satisfied, copy and paste the text into the box and hit Create Subtitle. Once the new text is updated, you can further adjust the pacing by using YouTube's built-in editing tools. Fantastic! All that's left is to share the link with your group. I recommend embedding the URL in a group email and posting it to your group blog. Remember, redundancy is essential in the online space. Your persistence and promotion will result in more engagement. Thank you so much for taking the time to complete today's training, and hopefully this has inspired new ideas for supplemental content and expanded your existing technological, pedagogical, and interpersonal skills in the context of your roles as writing mentors in English 101, 102, and 105. Thank you for watching.